How do I accomplish what's in front of me today? They've lived that life over and over again. Successful people have a very clear vision. Vision. Having a clear vision is the center of millionaires and successful people. And what does vision mean? People who are successful have a clear and compelling picture of the future that they aspire to create for themselves and for others, for their family, for their business, for their community. And they have a clear and compelling picture of what they want to accomplish. And that picture involves long-term goals, it involves dreams, it involves aspirations. It's a picture of what their life is going to be like, whether or not, well, at this point, even though they do not experience it with their senses. And so you will not experience a reality that you have not experienced in your imagination thousands of times before. And that's a fact. You have to be living this life thousands of times and see it clearly with your eyes, with your ears, with your internal eyes, your internal ears, with your senses, experience it, feel it, even before you can experience it with your outer senses in order to accomplish that dream. You have to be living into it. You have to be into it. Robert Heinlein said, in the absence of a clearly defined vision, you become strangely loyal to daily trivia. What does that mean? If you don't know where you're going and you don't have a clear and compelling picture of that, you get caught up in emergencies. You get caught up in the rigmarole. You get caught up in the ordinary. You get caught up in the distractions of life, of society, of everything that's pulling at you every day. You get caught up in survival, honestly. It's how do I get food on the table today? How do I get through my day? How do I accomplish what's in front of me today? Versus truly dreaming that big life. And when you have that clear vision, then you can't help but take steps forward. You can't help but move forward towards it. You can't help but start to break through those seemingly insurmountable barriers that will inevitably be in front of you. Because if I know that my destination is over there, then it doesn't matter what's in front of me, I'm going there. Now, if I don't know my destination is there, I just kind of get ping ponged through life, right? I might head in that direction, hit a block, and then, oh, I guess that's not for me. Let me go over here. And then I'll be diverted again. Oh, there's a shiny object here. Oh, society says I should be doing this, and I'm just going back and forth, ping ponging through life, and I never really get to my vision. And so successful people have a very clear vision. They've lived that life over and over again. They've experienced their dream thousands of times. Now, why do you create the life that you keep creating? Because you've already experienced that thousands of times. It's your reality. Or if it's not your current reality, it's something that you've grown up with, or it's something that society has implanted with you. It's something that you've been surrounded by. And if you don't believe me, look at your life and look at the lives of the people around you and look at them over time. What you'll find is someone's physical health will pretty much be the same. If you look at someone, maybe you visit someone once a year, maybe over the holidays, and you've seen them the last 10 years. Don't they kind of look the same? Maybe they've gained, 5 or 10 pounds. But if someone's really big, they pretty much are always going to be pretty big. If someone's super skinny, the next time you meet them around the holidays, they're going to be super skinny. When you gather in a room, everyone kind of maintains that same physical stature, same physical energy. And why is that? Because they haven't experienced anything new. That's they're in the same habits, they're eating the same food, their level of activity is the same. They haven't done anything different. Look at someone's money. You might have that cousin who is always struggling, right? They're always a day late, a dollar short. They're always struggling with money. And it could be, you could be talking to them today, you could have talked to them 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and they always seem to be in the same boat financially. Why is that? Again, because that's the experience they're creating, because that's the experience they're surrounded by, versus someone who is fit. They've got a workout regime, and they eat right, they're healthy, they're muscular, whatever it is. Over the years you'll see them maintain that, because that's their life. And so if we want something different, we have to experience a different life. We have to surround ourselves with that vision of that new life, and it has to be imprinted within us thousands and thousands of times.